These are tears of joy. Scott Lieberman found out through a DNA test he has a biological sister he's never met. He was adopted as a baby from Chile and grew up in the US. An intense search led him to Jenny Escalone Madones, his half-sister.
She instantly knew. She's like, yes, like that's what that hole is. That's why my life hasn't been complete until now. And there was just no doubt in her mind that I was her brother.
He traveled to Chile, his homeland, to meet her.
She introduced me to my aunts and cousins and nephews and nieces. Like I had no idea that I had such a huge family.
He also had no idea about the huge mystery behind his adoption.
The first thing I asked him was, Scott, are you ready for this? And he's like, yeah, I'm ready for this.
Susie Wortman works for an organization called Nos Buscamos. They help reunite Chilean adoptees with their birth families. She helped Scott meet his.
Most of the cases that we do work on are in the 70s and the 80s.
Susie says the nonprofit has seen hundreds of historical cases involving coerced or forced adoptions in Chile. She found Scott's original last name in the government system.
How do you know if Scott's situation was one of a stolen adoption or whether it was legitimate?
Had this adoption been legal, then the other, the Chilean original name would have disappeared, and that would not be in any kind of documentation to date. So that's one of the reasons how we know that there was something nefarious going on. They wouldn't necessarily steal the child, but they would like pat them on the back and say, you know what, you're young, you'll be able to have more children, don't worry. The best thing for you is to give us this child. We're going to give this child a home.
Scott and his family will never know the exact circumstances behind his adoption. His mother died from bone cancer in 2015. He visited her grave and cherishes what's left behind, like a bottle of perfume she once used.
It's like the most physical connection I could have with her. Just having this perfume and knowing what she used to smell like.
Jenny says in Spanish she always felt like something was missing in her family, but she had no idea what or who it was.
One of the stories that always gets me is our mom used to take Jenny to the airport in Santiago, and they would just sit and look at people get off planes, and Jenny never knew. She's like, that's just something we did. And now, like, in the context of everything, we think my mom was waiting for someone who looked like her to get off the plane.
After 42 years, Scott did get off the plane and is learning about his birth mom through the rest of his newfound family.